Hello, and welcome to Global Wellness for All podcasts. My name is Laleh Hancock, and I'm going to be your host every week, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Lisbon time, as we do this journey and adventure of wellness in all parts of our lives. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Global Wellness for All podcast. My name is Laleh Hancock, and I am your host for today. And I want to share such a special person. His name is Enzo Lima. So, Enzo, welcome.
Thank you, Laleh. I think it's such a pleasure to be here, truly.
I recently met this jewel that has been not hiding at all in Brazil. But I just got the pleasure of meeting him about a week ago, or maybe 10 days ago, at a global event that they had online, and looking at truly young leaders. And you guys know, one of my fortes, one of my specialties is leadership. But this gentleman here has been a jewel in so many ways, just touching so many lives, so many ages. And also, he's going to be a doctor. He's in his third year of medical school and creating so much magic on the planet. So, when we're talking about wellness, global wellness, I had to ask Enzo, please come on the show, introduce yourself to the world, and let them know more about the magic that you're creating. So, Enzo, I know like there's a lot to share about you, but like if you could maybe wrap it in a few minutes, like would you just let the audience know a little bit more about you?
Sure. So I'm Enzo, obviously, and I'm 10 years old. I live in Brazil. I was born in a countryside city near Sao Paulo, like the capital city. But nowadays, I live in a capital city of the state of Minas Gerais, which is Belo Horizonte. And I take medical school here. So that's why I came here at first. And here, like in Belo Horizonte, I knew access consciousness. I came in contact with the tools and like with how to use them. And I started to just engage more and more with what really made sense for me as an individual. And yeah, I do medical school, I do access, I'm a bars facilitator, I'm a body process facilitator. And I'm just very excited to see what's showing up, like I'm very happy to see what's showing up with my choices. And also, I don't know, like there's not like much more to say in words, but I'm one of the co-creators of Young Leaders of Access Consciousness, like Lali said. And so we're a group of young people from all over the world that are interested in creating something different for everybody and who really see a different perspective of existing here. So all of us are from different parts of the globe, but each one of us has this deep sense of possibilities of something different here for us all. And we, like me and Lali were talking a little bit before, and she was like, it doesn't have to do with age. And I totally agree with that because most of us are in this age line of 20, a little more, a little less, but every one of us has such a sense of ourselves that we deeply nurture between each other. So that's what Young Leaders is in the world for me specifically. It's this sense of nurturance of like who we can be and of becoming more of who we are and to be and to have each other's backs. So that's it for me. And also, I love the Earth. I love this planet. I think that's a key point because, one of the one of my priorities is truly creating a different future for all of us and the planet. Because I just love having a body. I just love being here, and so I don't want to lose it at all. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a short description of me.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, I want to actually take us to when you were even a little kid and how much medicine, like you wanting to assist others with their wellness, with their health, was always been important. So do you want to talk a little bit about maybe how this interest and this like knowing of wanting to create something different, kind of how it started?
Sure, yeah. Like as Lali was saying, like when I was a kid, I was always that kid who played doctor in like kids' plays. And I was always like, I always had that role. It's funny because I can remember like a lot of examples. And I like looking today through the eyes of consciousness and through the eyes of the awareness that I got using the tools of access. I was actually like assisting the other kids and even adults like to get to what they wanted for their bodies, for their lives. So I've always had a like healing touch. And looking now, I'm seeing like how much of a gift everybody around me was and actually is until now. Because everybody always empowered me to go beyond and to like see what else, you know? Like my mom, she's a doctor and she has like for me. And even now, even today, did I cut a little bit?
Yeah, I think the internet cut off for a second. You said that your mom's also a doctor, and then we
Yeah,
lost you.
yeah. And she has a very different perspective to the one I have in medicine, but she has always empowered me, even though she has like a very different like look at what medicine is, and as what bodies are, as what embodiment is truly. So like since I was very little, I always had that sense of like, hey, I just want to make people's lives greater. You know? I just want to be here to assist people in what they require of me, like independently of what that looks like or what that is. And what I got to and what I see in a lot of doctors and healers today and like in the past too is that like I always had this sense of wanting to contribute to people, but I excluded myself in the process, you know? So like I created a lot of like body things and intestine stuff and very interesting body stuff and life stuff from like healing people's things and locking it up into my body and my life. So yeah, once I got with access that being a healer doesn't mean that you need to be fucked up and that you can actually overcreate it and create something greater based on that and use that to your advantage. Wow, it totally shifted, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, and when I saw that healing is not doesn't have to mean locking people's things inside your body, my life changed because I realized how much even our very presence can be healing, you know? Like
Yeah.
even our presence, our energetic total presence can shift and change molecular structures, you know? So I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was I was telling them about an appointment I had in university with a patient in gynecology. And like when I was examining her, I could perceive that my body was engaging with her body and creating something greater, you know, and inviting her molecules to change and shift and create something that wasn't there before. So I was like, wow, body, thank you so much. You know, I was like, I am so grateful for my body truly because it has like so many awesome capacities and I'm just starting to acknowledge it and see it for what it is. So and every one of us has this. That's the cool part. Like every one of us has awesome capacities and superpowers. And one thing that I'm really like it really turns me on is to empower people to see where their superpowers reside in, you know? So yeah.
That is so cool. But it's funny because like a lot of times people don't know. Like I actually studied medicine, cell molecular biology, and was going to go to medical school. I have over 12 years of healthcare experience. And I never knew the things Like I remember even working in maternity, where they deliver babies. And during my shift, we never had a baby that died or a mom that died. Like even the most traumatic cases would flip and everything would be great. But I had no idea I was influencing any of that until I came to Access. And I was in a
Mhm.
class, and I remember one of the co-creators, Dr. Danier, we were in a Symphony of Possibilities class, and he was working with a midwife,
Mhm.
and they started to chat about the babies and like, what she was creating with these babies. And I started to have like, I recalled, like, I even almost delivered 3 people in an elevator, when they were about to
Oh
give
my God.
me. Yeah, but they didn't. And so like there's moments in your life you were just being you. You didn't know at that time that it was this healing, this, it's not just healing, actually, it's your
Yeah.
energy creates different things. And I mean, just think about it. How many people you smile at and their whole world melts? You didn't touch them. You didn't do,
Yeah.
you were being you just smiled. But that smile alone is healing. So,
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of times people misidentify and go into like one side for healing versus not others. But every single one of us has capacities. You just have to be willing to use those muscles, like you have to actually retrain you to how to play with them, how to allow them to flourish. Where, like you said, with your own health problems, you were taking on without even cognitively knowing what you were doing, and you were holding it in your body instead of, hey, I'm just here to contribute energy. I don't have to take anything into my physical body,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know? So
Mhm.
that, I mean, that is so cool. But did you want to say something? I think when I was telling the story, it looked like maybe you were about to say something.
Wow, like a million things came to my mind when you were talking, but I kind of forgot them all. I love ADHD and like stuff. So like one thing that truly comes up for me is how much we handicap ourselves because we think things need to be one way or another. So like you said, healing doesn't have to be like taking things out of people's bodies and locking up in yours. And that's kind of a definition of healing that keeps you from the greatness of your presence, like the shift and change you can create with your presence, your energy. And
Okay, wait,
there's
we
okay.
lost you. We lost you for a second. You said your energy and your presence, and then for a minute, your
Mhm.
internet went a little cray cray.
I love that.
I think it's just all this energy. Like, technology doesn't know what to do with itself. So maybe we can add some more space.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And yeah, what I was saying, it's like definition by definition is a limitation, like Gary Douglas says. And I love this phrase
Yeah.
because, like, with medicine, with Western medicine, with allopathic medicine, people think, like, I need to give you one pill and then you get better and then I correct what's wrong. But actually, like, what if, and there's like the opposite. So there's the extreme opposite, which is like, when I discovered Access, I went to a place of like, no, I'm not going to use any medicine anymore. I'm just going to use energy and stuff. So what I got today, like in my present experience, is like, what if we can include everything for our wellness, you know? Like, I love that your podcast is called the Global Wellness, because what if wellness is something much more inclusive? What if wellness is something much more related to consciousness, where everything is included and nothing is judged? So like, what I see today is what if we can create a future where everything is available as a tool? Allopathic medicine, physiotherapy, like plants and movement and sports and energy and body processes and everything else, like, what if everything is there to contribute and it's just a matter to ask the body, like, hey body, what is it? Do you require something to change that? Okay, so what it is, do I have it? Do I need to contact someone else? you know so like, if we start to live and to create our living actually based in question, we can see what our body is requiring, and actually if it's requiring anything at all. Because most, like, our bodies are so intelligent that they by themselves know what to do and like how to do. So sometimes we go to the wrongness of our bodies, like, oh my god, I have such an intensity, or like, oh my god, maybe I'm sick, maybe I have coronavirus. But maybe actually your body's just changing and shifting, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe your body's just mutating, because us as infinite energy, as infinite space and consciousness, we are always expanding, changing, shifting, mutating. And our bodies, like, seeing that they are matter, like, quote unquote, a lot of quotes and quotes here, okay? But like, since they are matter, yeah, because actually our bodies are space and energy and consciousness too. They're just a little more like condensed into this reality. But when we, the infinite being, changes, the body has to keep up and change with us, you know? And the process of the body changing, sometimes it's a little like slower because it's denser. So what if we can ask our body, hey body, what is right about it, this that I'm not getting? So are you shifting? Are you changing? Like, is this that's showing up now, the change that I've been asking for, showing up in a totally different way, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So when we go to question, we actually leave wrongness, which is like one
Yeah.
of the top body killers ever.
Well, one of the most in creating illness and other things is the judgments that you lock into your body. But, I actually want to address that because, one of the tools that we have is who does this belong to? And your body is this amazing living organism that is constantly communicating information to you. So, a lot of times, like I usually didn't have a lot of pains, I really didn't. But like if my knee, like I always could perceive when we're about to have rain, like really, like my body would know even a day in advance, hey, there's certain weather that's coming, and it would just talk to me and tell me. And one of the things that I realized with the tools, with the right body for you tools, because I'm a facilitator for that as well, is we talk
Mhm.
a lot of times with whatever's going on, whatever that feeling is, that sensation, the intensity, whatever you're receiving in your body. If instead of saying, I have pain, because then your body will create pain, you say, body, what information are you gifting me? Because
Oh
it's
wow.
gifting you awareness, it's giving you information continuously. And when you go into, like you said, the question, you won't lock it in. That's when it's just information as a pass through. Okay.
Hmm.
But the minute you say, my knee hurts, you just locked that pain that was just information passing by into your body. It's like saying, somebody's running, in front of your house, and you now made yourself be that they belong in your house. No, they don't belong in your house. They're just running next to your house. Let it go. So
Wow.
it is. It's like if you're willing, your body is giving you a lot of information.
Wow, and can I say that I love that metaphor, because I think that will contribute to so many people, including me. So thank you so much. And like, what if, yeah, like I love what you said. And like, what if we can acknowledge our bodies as the sensorial organisms that they are, instead of like making them the like inutilitarian pile of shit that we tend to make them.
Yeah.
Because in this reality we go like, oh my god, I have to wake up again and I have to go to work, and our bodies are like, okay, so let's create more like fucked upness, because our bodies don't have a point of view, so they create anything that you like them to create, you know.
You know what I love to say? Because,
Mhm.
I facilitate a lot of people around the world. I do a lot of workshops around bodies. And I say your body is like your genie.
Oh,
Okay.
that's awesome. Uh-huh.
Your body does not care about anything. It has absolutely no point of view. It's just like white canvas. And it's saying, okay, I'm your genie. What would you like? And you're like, ooh, I'm tired. So then the genie says, here's tired. Well, that's exactly what your body creates is tired. You say, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this, your body literally creates sickness because you said or you were thinking sickness. So your genie is only going to give you,
Wow.
what you're
Hmm.
choosing. If you choose it, your body creates it. And by you thinking it, perceiving it, whatever, you just created it. So, what if you could use your genie in other ways to maybe
Hmm.
bring you more fun, more joy, more money, more clients? Like, what if we could actually use our bodies to greater things, more communion with the earth, more communion with the planet, instead of that? Oh, you just gotta, I could see the little bubbles are going.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is changing and shifting so much for me. Thank you so much. And like, what, like talking a little bit about leadership, like how much are our bodies an inspiration for leadership? Because our bodies are willing to go, like
Yeah.
they're willing to take what we require them to create, and they just go. They don't have a point of view. So like, how much can we inspire ourselves and our bodies to like, hey, I want something, I'm gonna create it. Because
Yeah.
our bodies do that, even when it's like shit, even when it's something that's like unpleasant and you know,
Well, this thing is, though, we define that it's good or bad because we learned it.
totally.
It's a habit we learned, unfortunately, to fit into the family, to fit into society. So, this whole right and wrong is something your body doesn't know. Your body's like an animal, like pets.
Mhm.
They don't care if you're mean or nice, they still love you. Your body's the same. You judge it, you say you're fat, you're too small, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too big, you keep judging it. And it's just like, hi, I love you. I'm here for you. I'm your genie. Now, the problem is, though, you lock those judgments into your body.
Yeah.
So you do, I mean, you said you're one of the body process facilitators, and there's many around the world. So if you guys would like to know more, go to accessconsciousness.com and look up, facilitators for the body processes, or, take some classes. What you're going to realize is there's some easy ways to remove all those judgments, all those things that are locked into your body, that
Yeah.
your body's showing you. Actually, when your
Hmm.
body has any kind of sensation, it's just saying, hi. Now, it doesn't have to be yours. It could even be your neighbor. It could be somebody across the world, like the butterfly effect,
Yeah.
Somebody has pain around the world. Your body can, like the butterfly effect, say, hey, by the way, somebody over there has knee pain, and your knees, you think, I don't know why, but today I have a knee pain.
Wow.
So, so a lot of it does come to this communication with your body and asking questions.
Totally. Wow. You just blew me. Like, I'm just all over the place and like, oh my God, thank you so much for that. And like, I have a question actually. What what tip or like what advice would you give people so they could have more nurturing and communion relationships with their bodies?
Well, the first thing, you got to start getting out of judgment. Judgment is one of the ways for you not to have communion. Okay. And I know some things, it's not going to be that easy. It's, you took a long time to do this, and it may not go away overnight, but gratitude and judgment don't exist together. So I did actually a 3-month program called the Gratitude Diet. And what was funny, the
Wow.
purpose was not to be a diet, but I knew people were judging so much. I was using it to my advantage. So people in this 3 months, their bodies shape changed, they lost weight, they made money, they were happier, like they brought so much more gratitude into their world. But you have to actually choose gratitude with your body. Like, find one thing that you like about your body, two things. Just even saying, hey body, I'm so grateful you woke up today. Thank you,
Oh,
body,
wow.
so much that you took me from my couch to the bedroom today, because some of us can't go physically anywhere right now, you know? But like
Wow.
that gratitude, even the little steps of gratitude, they melt judgment. Some of you guys
Totally.
listening to this podcast, some of you are watching this. I'm going to show. When you have gratitude, you're at the highest frequency of energies. Okay, you're traveling at a higher one. The minute you judge, when you're mean, when you have a problem, you're actually at the lowest harmonic of the frequencies of energy. So judgment goes in one direction, and then gratitude is at a higher level. So the two cannot be coexisting at the same time, but the higher frequency wins. So no
Mhm.
matter what's going on, even if you have pain in your body, which usually pain is actually a capacity, a gift you have that your body's showing you that you have not acknowledged. Did you guys hear me?
I didn't hear you.
Pain.
Can you say it again? Yeah.
Pain is one of the ways your body speaks loudly to show you you actually have a gift that you haven't acknowledged yet.
Boom. That's a mic drop. Wow. My body is giving me so many goosebumps, and like energy is just like changing so much. Wow.
Well, yay. How does it get better than that?
How does it? And like I discovered something in relation to gratitude the other day, which is like I started to be grateful for even the things that I judged were wrong. You know,
Yeah.
like even the stuff that I was like that I would never be grateful, because I actually didn't know that you could be grateful for things that are not like bubbly and like
Yeah.
beautiful and sparkly. But I started it, and it gave me so like a huge sense of like communion, and actually got me to the space of like nothing's wrong, nothing's right, nothing's good, nothing's bad. There's just like what is. So like it gratitude truly takes you beyond the space of judgment and right or wrong.
Yeah. And consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. So, like, even your willingness to be an interesting point of view, like that neutral place, where you don't think something is good, but you also don't think it's bad. You don't even have to change your point of view. Your willingness to be neutral allows you to receive differently. So, a lot of times, like you said, people think, oh, if it's a good energy, if it's a good thing that I said, it's okay. But if it's a negative energy or bad thing, then it's bad. No, they're both bad because they're both judgments. They're just on different spectrum of the polarity. You actually want to thrive being neutral, because then you can receive information from everywhere and then choose what's going to work for you and your body.
Yeah. And one thing about positive judgment is that it's like sometimes it's so refined, and we're
Yes.
so used to it that we don't even realize that it's a judgment. But like most of the times what I realize in my experience is that like you lock yourself up as much as or like even more than the negative judgment with the positive. So if someone says to you like, oh my god, you're such a good facilitator, like you're such a good person, some like when we are not being an interesting point of view, we tend to lock that up in such a dynamic way, and we don't allow ourselves to be anything less than that. So it's a really jailed to it's a really locked up position.
Well, and you don't allow it to be anything more than their point of view of good.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So it's not just even less than that, it's like greater. So then you have to match their maximum good, which I've never done that before. Absolutely never got myself in that trap,
No.
of, growing up. Like even someone saying, be the good girl, you can only allow you based on their frequency of their point of view.
Wow.
And it's so limiting. So this is why it's so important. You thank them for it, but don't make it significant, because then
Mhm.
you receive their judgment, but you don't hold on to it with your body. It's the pass through, it's the runner, they run through and they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This conversation is such a gift. Wow.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm so glad you're here. And, you guys, you're going to actually get to meet Enzo a lot more. He's going to be also part of the Leaders of Tomorrow program that the Bella Pima business has, and also going to be contributing to other things. And, earlier when you were describing kind of like the model of like, what if it is that we can have it all in one place and people get to choose? You actually
Mhm.
described the global wellness for all centers that we're building around the world. And one of
Wow.
them I'm playing with if it's going to be Portugal or not. There's Maldives, and there's another country that I'm speaking to right now. We'll see which one ends up being the first one, because that's where we're going to have the best practices. But it's about bringing nature into all of this too. Like your
Mhm.
body is part of the earth. Your hair, did you know it's stardust? Like we actually are the planet. The planet is within you. And when you have the communion with the earth, your body can heal so differently. Your body can create so differently. And that's the piece. Global Wellness for All was actually created about wellness in your family, friends, your finances, your business, your enrichment, your joy, your mental health, your physical health, and allowing it also to be this partnership in the earth. Because you guys know, if you've been listening to me at all, just the love and passion that I have actually with the planet. And the Earth Summit is scheduled for March 20th. It'll be around the world stream, because I don't know if we're going to be able to go to Panama or not, but Panama will be one of those locations. So please, guys, just know your body is so much greater than you've ever given it credit. And if you allow it, it really is your best friend.
Wow, yeah. And like if we could receive like, I don't know, 1% of like our body, the as much as our bodies have our backs, wow, it could change everything. And there's a phrase that Gary says, which is like, if you're truly embodied, you cannot have a problem. So like how many of us are actually outside of our bodies, kind of controlling it, but not truly here? Because like being embodied implies being aware, because our bodies gives us so much information. And what if now is the time for us to be willing to be uncomfortable and be willing to really be aware of everything and everybody? Because with that you cannot create a problem truly, because you'll be aware of everything. Your body gives you information about everything and anything. So what if now it's the time to be truly embodied and to have the joy of living, to have the joy of embodiment? That's one of my personal asks, like to be and to inspire people to choose more and more the joy of embodiment. So
Yeah. And what if it's not a destination?
yeah. Hmm.
Because, you really, every day is going to be different. And it's your willingness every day to choose that, to be that, to have that. But there will be moments you won't. And it's okay. Just stay in the gratitude. Yeah, silly me again, But now what can I choose? And because we don't actually realize all the ways we kill our bodies when we go into judgment.
Hmm. Yeah, it's intoxicating, right? And like in the access body work, like you said, a lot of it's about letting go and shifting and changing the molecular structure of our bodies so it can be like the true embodiment of who we are, and not just like a bastardized and a lesser version of what our bodies truly are.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you, Enzo, for being here. I'm
Thank you
so
so
grateful
much.
for you. Where can people find you? Where's the best place to find Enzo?
Okay, so the best place to find me is probably Instagram. So it's at Enzo underline Lima, which is my name. So it's very easy. And there you can find my link tree with all my social media, YouTube, Facebook. I announce all of my classes there, my online classes, so you can find me there too. And yeah, I think that's the best place.
Cool. And people, it's down here in the description of today's show too, so you don't have to memorize his Instagram handle. And we'd like to invite you guys to, we have a lot of different events going on. One of them is called Body Script, which is so cool. We have a world-renowned choreographer and an amazing, talented screenwriter. She's done so many things. She's even been in the Cannes Film Festival with her projects, and they've created this creation with your body. So whatever it is that you'd like to create, you do it with movements with your body. It's so cool. So you guys can look at Global Wellness for All Facebook events, has all our events there, or you can go to globalwellnessforall.com and look under our events. And we have lots of things going on with your voice, which is really you being more of you. We have business events that are coming on, workshops, and so much more. Would you like to add more money into your life? We even have a How to Become Money workbook that's coming up, which I am so excited about. But lots of fun things that if you'd like to explore and learn more about ways that you and your body can be healthier. And we have bars facilitators, which we'll talk more about in another show, but all around the globe, you have body process facilitators like Enzo is all around the world. And, you know, there's just so many resources. Just find what's going to work for you and your body.
Truly, yeah. And like, what if your reality with your body is the most valuable product in the market? What if your reality is truly all that it's about?
Yeah. Thank you, Enzo. I'm
Awesome.
so grateful
Thank you
you were
so
here.
much. Thank
And
you so
thank
much,
you
Laleh.
all for being here, for listening live, or actually not really live. You'll be listening as this thing launches. Or if you're just watching it somewhere on YouTube or anywhere else, thank you for the gift of you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for being here with us, whether you were listening or watching. We are so grateful for you, and we need your help. We would love to spread the seeds of wellness all around the world. Will you assist us? You can subscribe below. You can subscribe in Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. We are everywhere. And we ask, would you be willing to actually spread this to others that you may know who can actually be contributed with the tools and resources to bring more wellness into their life and into their bodies?